Welcome back, everybody, to Even Your Dynasty Show.
We just got breaking news in.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Even Your Dynasty Show. We're back with another minor league update, and we're gonna do this a little bit different this time. Usually, I'll start off with AAA Sacramento, work our way down. We're gonna go from the lower levels and work our way up. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to kind of alternate week to week, or how you guys want me to do it in the future, but that's gonna be how we're gonna do it on this one. The Giants are coming off a tough loss Tuesday night, unfortunately, against the Padres. We'll talk more about the big league team. I think we've got a lot to talk about with kind of the starting rotation having some struggles on the season overall, and the offense has been really kind of hit or miss. But today we're focusing on the minor leagues, starting off with Single A San Jose. They went 5-1 this last week versus Fresno. They're now 13-8 on the season. Number 6 prospect Dakota Jordan went 7 for 27 with a double, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 6 stolen bases. He's been really impressive. His average is up near 300 now. He's had over an 800 plus OPS. You kind of are seeing all of the potential with him. He's making great, spectacular defensive plays in center field. They're kind of moving him around the outfield, but right now with Jose Ortiz injured, he's been playing a lot of center. He looks great out there. He's fast. You know, he had kind of 70 grade speed, 70 grade power, all these things. And the power is the one thing that hasn't quite shown up, like as far as home runs goes. He's not really pulling the ball a ton. It's a lot of using the middle of the field and the opposite field, which is fine. But that's going to be kind of the next big step, I think, in his development, is going to be cutting the strikeouts down a little bit. And then he is going to have to pull a little bit. I've adamantly said with guys like Elliot Ramos, Luciano, let them use the other way or center. They have the power to do it. I think Dakota does have the power to do it, but to maximize the power, he's going to have to pull at least a few balls. But great start for him. Number 20 prospect, Robert Hipwell. He's continuing to struggle quite a bit. Lots of strikeouts so far early in the season. 3 for 13, a double, 4 walks, and 7 Ks. Just hasn't gotten going last season or this season. It's still super early. Definitely not writing him off. Just a lot of struggles out the gate. As I just mentioned a minute ago, number 22 prospect, Jose Ortiz. He did not play this week. He is on the 7-day IL. That doesn't necessarily mean it's only going to be 7 days. Unfortunately, with how injuries work in the minors, you don't really get much information there. Number 25 prospect, Jacob Bresnahan, had his best outing as a Giant to date. 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, only 1 hit, no walks, 8 strikeouts through 62 pitches, 45 for strikes. So great week out of him, or great outing out of him. Like I said, this is the best outing he's had as a Giant going back to last season after they acquired him for Alex Cobb, and this season. Fastball, high 90s, good changeup, good stuff overall. He's struggled a ton with command. He had it this game. So good to finally see kind of a glimpse out of him. Number 29 prospect, Lisbel Diaz, had probably the best week of any Giant in any level in the system. This past week went 14 for 27, a home run, a triple, 2 doubles, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a stolen base. Kind of just did it all. Tons of talent. I would expect him to kind of, I think he'll move up to high A at some point this season. He did dominate the complex league last season, got up to San Jose, got a couple hundred at bats in San Jose last season. So I don't think he's a guy that's going to need to sit there all year. They'll get him up pretty quick. And he's only 19. He's got a lot of potential. Jacob Christian, 3 for 12, a double, a walk, 5 strikeouts. He didn't play the last 3 days last week. And he also did not play on Tuesday, so yesterday. So I don't know if he's dealing with a minor injury. He's still listed on their bench, and he hasn't been added to the IL or anything like that. So not sure what's going on there. I'd imagine it's some kind of minor ailment that is not allowing him to play currently, but it doesn't sound major. Walker Martin returned from injury. He went 2 for 8 with a home run, a walk, and 1 strikeout. The main thing with Walker, and actually yesterday, he had the game-winning RBI single off a tough lefty in the 10th inning. So with a 2-out RBI single there. So, I just want to see the strikeouts go down. He has the power potential. If he can just cut the strikeouts down, the tools are there, but he is incredibly raw. It's going to take some time. Everyone's just going to have patience with him. I think that's going to be the main thing. Carlos Gutierrez went 10 for 28, a triple, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases. Really nice week from him. Not a ton of power out of him, but he can, kind of drive some line drives out there and has tons of speed. A really fun player to watch. Xander Darby, friend of the show, returned this week finally from his injuries. He was in rehabbing in Arizona for a while. He played his first 2 games last week, and he put up like a full week's worth of numbers in just 2 games. He had 8 plate appearances. He went 3 for 4, a home run, 2 doubles, 4 walks, no strikeouts, and 2 stolen bases. he had a great couple of games. And in the home run he hit was a walk-off home run on Sunday night. Or Sunday afternoon. So really great couple of games from him. He actually added another 3 hits yesterday. So he's off to a roaring start. Great to see. It's fun watching that guy play. Hopefully, speaking of guys that have, graced us with interviews on the show, Jeremiah Jenkins sounds like he may possibly be coming back like next week, hopefully, or very soon. So hopefully we'll get to see him, and you guys can start seeing what he can do here in the coming weeks. Greg Ferrone, he went 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, threw 67 pitches, 50 of them for strikes. I've said it a couple weeks in a row now. I think he's going to end up moving up to high A very quickly. They obviously are probably going to let him get at least a couple more starts. They're not going to overreact to 5, 6 starts. I think as that number gets up to like 9 or 10 starts, you're going to see him just get the call up to high A because he's been really, really dominant. And it's pretty clear he's too good for this level. So get him on up. Moving up to Eugene. Oh, and I'm actually sorry. Jeremy Maldonado, last player in San Jose, 2 2/3, no earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. A good little bounce back outing from his previous one. Eugene Emeralds, they went 3-3 versus Spokane. They're now 11-10 on the season. Number 4 prospect James Tibbs III went 6 for 24, 2 doubles, 4 strikeouts. The main thing with the 2 doubles is they actually came in a game against a left-handed pitcher. That was one of the big question marks with him coming out of college. It's good to see he's actually in a very small sample size. He had been hitting over 300 as of last week against left-handed pitching. So again, super small sample size, but it's a promising development because that was a concern coming out of college. And he hasn't looked overmatched. He has like 1 strikeout versus left-handed pitching. He's been really good. Number 14 prospect, Bo Davidson, 9 for 24, a home run, 2 doubles, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. I watched this guy play, and it genuinely baffles me that this guy was undrafted. I mean, the fact that all 30 teams in the league missed this guy is just insane to me. And it just shows that there's so many different ways to make it to pro ball. There's not a one size fits all pathway to the majors or anything like that, or to professional baseball. And I feel like this guy he looks like a top 100 prospect. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, that's his skill set right now. He doesn't strike out over like way too much. He does draw some walks. He's got some big time power, big time speed. He's a joy to watch in the outfield. Like, this guy's just oozing tools. He hit like a 430-foot moonshot that he totally pimped. And I mean, rightfully so, the way he hit that ball. Just impressive watching this guy play. I don't know how he went undrafted, but a lot of teams should be kicking themselves right now. Number 18 prospect Josh Bostic. He was a late scratch. He had been listed to start a game, and all of a sudden he dropped off the the probables, and now he's listed on the 7-day IL. So something came up. No word. Again, minors sucks about telling that, releasing injury information, but he's on the 7-day IL. Hopefully it's nothing major. Number 23 prospect, Jonah Cox, 6 for 26, a home run, a double, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a stolen base. Cut the strikeouts back. That was the first thing I saw. That was a good thing. Bat's still trying to get going. Quinn McDaniel, 5 for 19, a home run, a double, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 stolen bases. Strikeouts remain a concern with Quinn. Still has a pretty good pop for someone that's not the biggest player. Doesn't, he definitely, there's a running joke on this show. I thought he was a lot shorter than he actually is, but he still doesn't have like a huge build. He actually hits like crap out of the ball for someone that's a little bit on the smaller side, and tons of speed. I mean, it's, again, lots of tools, needs to cut down the strikeouts, but the bat is starting to come around a little bit. He was off to a really slow start, so that's good to see. Charlie Zacconi, 7 for 23, a home run, 2 doubles, and 1 strikeout. Didn't draw any walks, but he had been striking out kind of an alarming rate, and he only had 1 strikeout in 23 plate appearances this past week. So his strikeout rate's back down to kind of his normal zone, which is about 22%, 20 to 22%. So that's a really good thing to see out of him. And he's been driving the ball more. That's something he talked about in our interview. Like, he's a bigger dude. He needs to kind of hit like it. And he's starting to drive the ball a lot more. He's hitting a ton of doubles. He's got a couple homers now early in the year. It's really nice to see out of Charlie. A bit of an older prospect. I'd imagine you'll see him in Double-A before the season's up. He is 24 right now, so I think they're going to try and kind of push him up into the upper levels sooner than later. Zane Zielinski, 7 for 20, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 stolen bases. Not a ton of power, but he's like 8 for 8 stealing bags early in the year. Tons of speed, so really good to see out of him. He didn't even go to A-ball. He got drafted and he skipped A-ball entirely and went to high A. Former teammate of Charlie Zacconi, so interesting that he got the quick jump, but he doesn't look overmatched. He's hitting over 300 right now in Eugene, so good to see out of him. And then Shane Rademacher continues to dominate high A. I think he's like Ferrone. He's another guy that you might see get the really, really early call up to Double-A. 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 61 pitches, 42 of them for strikes. Moving on over to Richmond. They went 1-5 versus Akron. They're 5-16 on the season. I mean, the team is pretty dreadful, but there is still a lot of talent in Richmond to keep an eye on. None more so than number 1 prospect Bryce Eldridge, who went 2 for 13, a home run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Keep in mind, everybody, he did miss a significant amount of time. Now, that hasn't affected someone like Xander Darby, but a lot of guys start slow when they don't play. Now they're doing simulations and, simulated extended spring training games and things like that over in Arizona, but it's not the same as like real game action and everything like that. So slow start. Hopefully he gets going today. I know today he also had a hit or a double and a walk and got hit by a pitch. So, he got on base 3 times in today's game, Tuesday's game. But slow start last week, but the home run in his first at bat was impressive. Didn't waste any time kind of flashing why everybody's so excited about the guy. Number 10 prospect, Joe Whitman, 2 2/3, 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 64 pitches, 38 for strikes. Command continues to be an issue. He's getting knocked around. That's like 3 rough outings in a row for him. Kind of need to see him turn this around and fast. And then a guy that's having probably one of the better years, but is doing it in such a quiet manner that almost nobody talks about him. Diego Velasquez, 9 for 24, a home run, 2 doubles, walk and a strikeout, 1 strikeout. He's just going about his business, hitting 300 in Double-A again, got a high 700 OPS. In the Eastern League, he's never going to be a high OPS guy, but I do think he can be a high average guy. he just hits. Like, it's as simple as that. He's got a really advanced approach, especially for somebody that's only 21 years old, in a very tough environment to hit in. He's a guy that should get called up to AAA at some point this season. I don't know how deep into the year it'll be for that. He got 170 plate appearances in AA in 2024. He's probably got about 100 this season. I'd imagine they're going to want to see like at least around 300 or 2 to 300 out of him this season before they would consider moving him up to AAA. But off to a tremendous start once again. A guy that is not off to a great start, at least at the plate, but has been making some pretty impressive defensive plays. Sabine Ceballos, 4 for 21, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. I said before the year, he's a guy I'm like most excited to see play this season. Hasn't lived up to that hype. Hopefully he can get it going because I do still believe in the offensive tools. He's got some sneaky big time power. I think he's just adjusting to a much tougher league to hit in. So give him some time. Hopefully we'll see him come around later in the year. Trent Harris, guy that probably shouldn't be in Richmond much longer the way he's throwing. Appeared in 2 games, 3 innings pitched, no earned runs, 1 hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He has a 0.00 ERA and like a 0.5 whip on the season in, I think, about 8 innings. It just completely has dominated AA thus far. Super early. They're going to probably give him some time as well. Like most guys, you don't get a lot of early call-ups in April, but there's a lot of guys well positioning themselves to, potentially get like a May or June call-up, and he is definitely on that list. Averson Arteaga, he had a great week last week, or the previous week. Last week, struggled a lot, 0 for 15, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, 50% strikeout rate last week. It was a rough watch. Number 28 prospect, Jack Choate, 3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Did kind of fight the command a little bit, but managed to, still get through 3 quality innings. Jairo Pomares, 4 for 22, a home run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases. It's been a bit up and down. You look at his numbers, they don't necessarily jump off the page. Only hitting 244 right now, high 700s OPS. He's a power guy. He's not going to hit for a huge average. He's going to strike out too much. His strikeout rate's up close to 30%, but he has a ton of power. Like, I think he has 4 home runs. I don't know his exact number of doubles, but it feels like he's hit about 8 of them this season already. It seems like every time he gets a hit, it's an extra base hit right now. So I'd love to see him up in Sacramento. I don't know if they have the spot for him right now, but he's been swinging it pretty well overall. Adrian Sugaste, 2 for 19. Nothing standing out there. Moving over to Sacramento, they went 3-3 versus El Paso. They're now 14-13 on the season. Starting off with number 2 prospect, Marco Luciano, who went 5 for 22, a home run, 2 doubles, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Yes, the strikeouts are a bit higher than anybody would really like to see out of him. He's still drawn a lot of walks, though. I mean, the 5 for 22 doesn't stand out great. He's hitting like 230 on the season with Sacramento, but the power is showing up, and that's promising. He hit his 4th home run of the year already. It's April. I don't think he hit his 4th home run of last season until like the end of June. So it's a really good sign to see the power kind of showing up. He had 2 doubles, one of which actually got the left fielder tried to jump up to rob a home run, and he didn't end up holding onto the ball, but he actually pulled the ball back in. So it could have been a 2nd home run in this series. With the walks, he still got on base at a great clip. So the funny thing is, like, if he had like 2 more hits fall, it probably would have been a really impressive week numbers wise. But overall, still pretty good. Number 3 prospect, Carson Whisenant, he had his worst outing of the year. I talk a lot about his home road splits in past shows and, road outing, and he got lit up. 3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 9 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout through 79 pitches, 50 of them for strikes. It just, like I say, he got knocked around. It wasn't even, the 3 walks are not ideal, especially in only 3 innings. But I mean, he really he got hit around. It was a rough outing. McRae, their number 7 prospect, 5 for 25, a double, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The strikeout rate has been reasonable with him. Um, in the 28, like I think it's around 28%, 27. It's still higher than you want to see, but if it's a step up compared to what you've seen him in the past. Most levels he's been around like 30 to 32%, sometimes dipping around like 29.5%. So he's actually a little ahead of that. Um, but he's not, he's kind of sacrificed the power and he's not getting the hits to fall as of yet. So hopefully he can get going. It's been a bit of a struggle for him, but this is kind of what I'm seeing so far. But the defense is still great. I'm seeing him drop more bunts for hits. That's an encouraging sign. He should be doing that more, given his speed. Actually he bunted for a hit with 2 strikes in a 9th inning of like a 1-run game the other day. That was not something you see every day. It took some cojones to do that, but um, we'll see. There's some encouraging signs, some things where he's struggling a bit right now. Number 8 prospect Trevor McDonald, 4 2/3, 0 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts through 84 pitches, 40 of them for strikes. This was, you look at strictly the strike percentage in this game, he had no business giving up no earned runs. But I mean, the reality is he walked a bunch of dudes, but El Paso just couldn't really hit him. It was very Jonathan Sanchez esque, walking dudes all over the place, but doesn't really give up a ton of hits to go with them and pitch through it. So, number 9 prospect Mason Black, he went 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. 76 pitches, 41 for strikes. Another guy kind of fought his command a bit for most of the outing, but kind of battled through it. Number 17 prospect Carson Ragsdale, 3 innings pitched, and earned run, 3 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 52 pitches, 39 for strikes. To me, it was his best outing overall. Pretty efficient outing. Um, I always like to see it when they just go out there and they throw a bunch of strikes. So I liked what I saw out of Ragsdale in this outing. Number 24 prospect Carson Seymour, he had probably his worst outing of the year, but it really wasn't bad. He went 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 88 pitches, 58 for strikes. The fact that that's been his worst outing of the year, it says something with the kind of year he's having so far. Kyle Harrison, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 81 pitches, 51 for strikes. Overall, pretty good outing out of Harrison. Again, I mean, the stuff looks sharp. It's just a matter of throwing strikes. Like he's getting some swing and misses with the slider. He's getting a few with the changeup. I mean, the slider is the thing that really stands out to me. His average fastball, I think, in this game was like 94.4 miles per hour. So the fastball velo is up a bit. He just had 1 inning where the wheels kind of fell off the bus for an inning, and that's it's something that we've seen with Harrison. He can lose his command for an inning, and sometimes he gets it back, sometimes he doesn't. Victor Barracoto, 6 for 27, home run, 6 strikeouts. Uh, First full week in AAA. Did get a home run on Sunday. That was nice to see, but overall, the week was pretty quiet. Brett Wisely, 5 for 24, a home run, a double, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Nothing really stood out there. Aslavis Basabi, 7 for 19, a home run, a triple, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a stolen base. Hasn't had a big year. This past week, though, was his best week with Sacramento. Glove is awesome from him, but the bat is kind of still kept playing catch up. Tristan Beck pitched in 2 games, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gave up 2 earned runs in his second appearance. That was actually only the second appearance this season where he's even allowed any runs. Overall, has been really solid in Sacramento. And as we talked on our last live show, he's a guy that we would love to see get called up to the bullpen. I think he's more deserving than a guy like Lou Trevino, but time will tell there. So that's all we have for the minor leagues for this past week. We'll be back probably Thursday or Friday night with a live show. We haven't really decided which day yet. And then I'll be hopefully back on my normal Tuesday cadence. We had a lot of stuff that happened yesterday where I was not going to have the time to get it out. So appreciate everybody's patience there. And if you do enjoy the content, do please hit the like button on this, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. It's awesome for channel growth. We're going to try and do a giveaway, I think at like 1750 subscribers. So we've got a little ways to go from there, but we might do one of the hoodies. We haven't really decided there, but appreciate everybody tuning in, and go Giants, and we'll catch you next time.